Good morning everyone. We all know since November 2022 there is a big buzz about generative AI, ChatGPT. Today we are going to talk about what is actually OpenAI and what is this amazing magic box ChatGPT that is there. So now coming to the company, it was founded in 2015 by Sam Altman and some of the co-founders, and it was main focus of that particular company was into research and focus on artificial general intelligence. How can we make artificial intelligence general, in the sense more unsupervised? They can learn by itself and do particular tasks. There are a whole lot of videos I have talked about AGI. We have not reached AGI till now because it is very tough to do that, but we are in the advanced stages that deep learning companies like deep learning and OpenAI are doing that. And now OpenAI created something called, it started with GPT-1, GPT-3 back in 2018, but ChatGPT was something that was amazing, which had the capability to interact with humans, and I'm going to talk about it in the later slides. But it was in 2022 November that it was launched to us. This OpenAI company did a great thing to share this publicly for all of us to experience. What is this ChatGPT, right? The short of chat generative pre-trained transformer. So all these words we're going to talk about details. Generative pre-trained transformer, it is a language model that is developed by OpenAI. It utilizes the state of art deep learning techniques to generate human-like responses in a natural language. So this particular introduction course is not technical. We will just talk about the basic things about generative pre-trained transformers, and every word has its importance on its own, and the chat makes it human-like response. So you ask a question, that question is converted into embeddings, it goes to the system and it gives you an output, and that output is understood by humans, like for conversation and having a human-like conversation style. And what are the things that ChatGPT can be used, right? Specifically in the taking an example of cyber security here, it can be used in customer support system. If anyone is having issues, it can analyze a lot of alerts and network patterns, because they have an analysis tool to make sure that they can sync up anything if there are any anomalies or something, or detect phishing or malicious intent, right? Because these are increasing right now. I just talked about in a conference that there's a lot of increase in these phishings, social phishings and malware, because now it is easier using AI to generate these things. So how we can detect, how we can stop it, how we can analyze everything, tools like ChatGPT and generative AI can help us doing that particular stuff. Now coming to the main things that are inside this particular logic, right? How this is working. The most and the basic form of the way that it is working is natural language processing, right? What does it do? It serves as a bridge between the humans and the machines, because humans, they type in text, machines don't understand text. So NLP, natural language processing, changes this text to numbers, and this is the most powerful thing that NLP can do, and it enables these computers, these processors, to understand and interpret human languages with incredible accuracy, right? Back in 2015 I used to use naive Bayes algorithm, where they used to do a lot of embedding, TIFD embeddings and all those things, which converts these text into numbers and then processes it and does all its magic and gives us an output. So this is the core of ChatGPT, NLP, natural language processing, and combining this with machine learning algorithms, which empowers computers to learn from the data and make intelligent predictions, constantly improving their performance. So this is very powerful thing. Combining these NLP and machine learning technologies, what we can do is we can do amazing stuff. And some of the examples of these NLP and machine learning examples are, we all have used Siri, Alexa, right? We talk in text, that gets converted and you get a response. And now ChatGPT and generative AI tool is going to be more powerful in all those things. Autocorrect. So people say that they don't use AI, generative AI, but if you are using any mobile or any technology or any laptop, you are inherently using these stuffs, right? You're inherently using autocorrect and your GPS mapping, the direction, how much time will it take, everything happens through machine learning and these technologies. So it is very very powerful, these generative AI and technologies which uses NLP and machine learning as we go further. And generative AI GPT is built over these technologies, right? And how it actually works. So how, when we talk about generative pre-trained transformers, two things are very important that you should understand. One is attention mechanism and transformers. So what does attention mechanism do? It allows the model to focus on the relevant parts of the input text. Suppose you ask a question, I want to fly from Chicago to New York on 20th, give me the best options available. So they will understand what is the person talking to, what is the from, destination, what is the origin, what is the mode that he's looking for, and what does he want. He wants the tickets or he just wants the information. So all these things attention mechanism algorithm makes us, allows us to do. And then transformers, the second part, it enables the models to capture the long range dependencies and the context in the data, like what are the things that are there. So attention mechanism picks up the things that you need to focus on, and transformers helps in combining and capturing the long range dependencies and giving the correct output. So this is our very complex topics. This is a introductory to people who are non-coders and business professionals, just to get an idea how these technologies and terms work. And both these technologies, right, attention mechanism and transformers, they work together to generate a coherent and contextually appropriate text as a response to whatever you have inputted. Regarding lot of algorithms are in place. There is a one very good paper, is attention is all you need, that if you are interested to go in details, look around that. We have talked about this in our workshops and some of our sessions that are there. Now the steps that are ChatGPT undergoes this, it is not a easy thing to do, right? OpenAI is working on this for the last 7-8 years. They have been pre-training large amount of data from the internet, open source, crawlers, Wikipedia, Reddit, all this data they take and they undergo a pre-training in which it learns from this large corpus of data and it assigns some weights. And this is the first step of pre-training, and it is one of the most important steps of any large language model, and specifically the one that we are talking about here, ChatGPT. Then after this we do fine tuning. After we get the data, then the ChatGPT trains on more specific data sets with human feedback. So there is a paper about RHLF which I have shared in the community, which talks in details how the labelers, human labelers, they ask a question, they take the output and they rank the output accordingly, and then it is fine-tuned to give a better output. So fine-tuning is a continuous process that makes sure that with reinforcement learning with human feedback continues, and the ChatGPT gives us more accurate answers that are there. So both these steps are very very important. And how does ChatGPT bring conversations to life, right? There is an input, there is a response, and it always learns from this particular scenario. So this is a very very thing that ChatGPT is also continuously improving according to the input, the response that you are giving, the feedback that you are giving, and this whole process makes our experience better. And ChatGPT looks like, when you're talking to ChatGPT, that you're talking to a human behind. And now coming in little bit details about the transformers that we talked about, what it actually does, right? Whenever you have a text, it allows the ChatGPT to analyze and interpret the complex patterns and relationship within the text, right? What is the noun, what is subject, what to focus on, and those things are very very important. So breaking it down into a smaller unit, like we call tokens, and considering their interconnection. So this is the most important part of transformers algorithm that works into that. But for transformers to work properly, and especially specifically having a chat like interface, we have attention mechanism, right, which allows it to focus on the most important part. Like here in the example that I gave you, if a person wants to book a ticket from origin to destination, these things are getting captured, and this attention mechanism helps in actually analyzing the text, assigning the importance of text, like what we need to focus on, and understanding the intent of the user, like this is from, this is to, and we are talking about a ticket price and options between these two, origin and destination. So these things attention mechanism helps. So transformers and attention mechanism both work together. And one thing that is very important for ChatGPT is the self-supervised learning. When I say self-supervised learning, ChatGPT learns from the vast amount of unlabeled text, developing a broad understanding of language patterns and structures. So this is a very, very important part, that end of the day, the ChatGPT is a large scale self-supervised learning, and there are billions of data that is being used to train these models, and understanding the patterns within the data. And this is a very non-technical definition, but just think that we are giving a label and we are asking it to supervise itself. And what is self-supervised? That it is going to learn by itself. So what is the difference between supervised learning and self-supervised learning is, in supervised learning, which is a traditional algorithm, we give the label, right? Is this is yes, this is no, or whatever labeling is there. But self-supervised is, it learns from the vast amount of the unlabeled text. We don't have any labels, right? We don't know that this word is going to come after this word, but this is a lot of unlabeled text, and they just develop a broad understanding of the pattern and the structure, like what is the word that is going to come next according to the huge data sets that are there, and the probability of the next word to come in. We'll look into an example in the later slide. And like this, like ChatGPT underscore missing word or generates text. So the word that comes, the predict, is the more probability of the word to come predict is there, because it looks like ChatGPT predicts the missing word or generates text, and the other words have lesser probability. So if you ask this question, then the probability that predicts is going to come is the highest that is there. So this is one very good example. We understand the probability of the word that will come next according to the huge data set that it has been used to train for.